Okay, here we're going to pretty much repeat what we did in the last one, just a little bit quicker, and using a little different symbology. So now what we want is we want an instance parameter, so we can pick on any individual component here, or receptacle, I should say, and besides here under general, we're going to have a check mark which will turn off, a little circle out here which indicates that it is a above the counter or above millwork. Okay, that's our challenge. So it doesn't matter which one of these we pick on here and we say edit the family. We go inside of that family, we pick on here, we say edit the family. And I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that there's some reference planes that aren't turned on in here. If I type VV on the keyboard and open up my visibility graphics and go to annotation, if I turn on reference lines and reference planes, you'll notice that this is strategically located at the intersection of my 0, 0 here in this family. Okay, so this will help me draw my little symbol. So all I'm going to do here is go back to create and draw another filled region, and I'm going to do solid black, and I'm going to do a little circle. I'm going to pick on here, click, and go out, certain distance. I have to zoom in a little bit. Too small on screen, and let's just try this again. Pick out, escape, escape. After you pick it, it is sometimes easier to draw it larger and then make it shorter. So I don't want to make that too small. So there's a little symbol there, and I say finish. Boom, little black symbol. So that is my symbol for above millwork. So I'm going to go in here, see if I can do this without making any mistakes. New parameter, and I'm going to add in a parameter. It's going to be called above millwork. And it's going to be an instance parameter, so I can do it on any individual object, and it won't propagate to the other ones. I am going to make it a yes, no, and group it under general, so it'll be with the other ones, and hit OK. I've made my parameter, hit OK. Now I'm going to pick on this little guy and say the visibility of it is being controlled by the parameter above millwork. Hit OK, click out, and save it. By default, it's turned on too, by the way. If you pick on here, it's turned on, and you can see that because if I go in here, it's turned on. But that's only one level deep, which means it'll be turned on when we load it in the family, which we want to see. So we say load to project. We're not loading it in the project, we're loading it to the family. Override existing version, brings it in, and by default it's turned on because of that. If I pick on here, I can actually turn it off. Okay, it's not going to have any effect because it's being controlled by a parameter over here, and I'm going to change it to be, hit cancel. Actually, when you're in the family editor, when you turn something off, it actually doesn't disappear. It just kind of goes gray. It ghosts, but in this case, it's a solid object geometry, so it stays on. So I don't want to confuse you with that. Never mind about turning it on or off in here. Again, I have to go create a new parameter. Same thing. Add. It's going to be called above millwork. And it's going to be instance. It's going to be a yes or no. It's going to be grouped under general. Hit OK. Hit OK. Click out. Now I'm going to take this object and take the visibility parameter and assign that to be above millwork. No, sorry, escape, escape. That would be the visibility of the entire object. I'm going to pick on this annotation family and take the above millwork property and change that to be the local above millwork. Boy, I hope I'm not confusing you too much. Click out. That's the step I forgot in our last lesson. Now, what I want to do is go back in and check what the types are doing. So standard, I don't want the above millwork on. The 22 volt, I don't want the above work on, and the GFI, I don't want the above millwork turned on. So by default, none of those are going to be turned on. Hit apply. I left it with the GFI. That's why that came on. Again, I could do this and flex it, hitting apply. Either one I leave off with, doesn't matter. Hit OK. Save this guy. Load it to the project. Load it into here. Hit OK. Overwrite existing version. Okay, so they all disappeared. What the heck happened? I can't even pick it to go back in and edit it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do an undo. I'm going to go back in here and say edit the family. It's going to bring me back in there. And I think what I did was, I have to be careful. I took this guy and I turned the visibility of it off. So I actually have to take the family itself and turn it on. And the above millwork, so that was a bit of a mistake. I need it to be turned on, not set to a parameter. Click out, save this, load it back in my project. It's little mistakes like that where you learn, and then we'll overwrite, and I shouldn't see any change take place on the screen. Good. So now each one has the opportunity to pick on here and say above millwork, pick, and it puts a little dot there. That's all there is to it. Simple and easy. Turn the above millwork switch on or off. Okay. My mistake was when I went back in here, edit family, is I was going a bit quick again, and when I picked on here, I meant to set this above millwork property to be the above millwork property locally, and by mistake what I did was I picked on here and I picked on here and realized that's not where I need to do it, because that would be controlling the visibility of the entire thing, and I by mistake turned this guy off and reloaded it. In fact, inevitably I turned off the whole visibility of this particular object. So I want the object turned on. I just want the above millwork property of this nested family to be the property above millwork from this local family. And save and load. Hit OK. Overwrite existing. There we go. If I would have said override existing and parameters, it would have cleared all of these guys. So now any one of these guys I can pick on here and say you are above millwork or you are weatherproofing, and it'll put those two guys on. Okay. Not done yet. We still have a couple more lessons to go.